James Baldwin once said, "If you know whence you came, there is really no limit to where you can go." And we, my friends, are going to continue to ascend. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chrislyn Turner, International Second Vice President of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and proud member of Rose Zeta Chapter, located in Kennesaw, Georgia. Happy February and happy Black History Month. February is the month that we celebrate our culture, our heritage, and our accomplishments. African American people in this country have endured and overcome so much, while simultaneously contributing to every aspect of America's foundation, culture, and society. Black people have made a mark on American history that can never be erased. And today, we're here to embrace and celebrate our ancestry. The Youth Auxiliary of Rose Zeta Chapter, these extraordinary young ladies are here to pay homage to those that have come before us. They are here to pay their respects to those that have sacrificed and paved the way for us to enjoy the life we currently live. So ladies and gentlemen, please get comfortable and prepare to enjoy a wonderful presentation presented to you by young girls from the ages of 4 to 18. And now I present to you our babies, future contributors of tomorrow's history, our pearlettes, our AMICETTES, and our arcanettes. Enjoy today's program.
Father God, we thank you for allowing us to celebrate our ancestors. We ask you to bless us as we recreate their gifts and talents using others. We praise that we are a blessing to all who see us. We thank you to in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Hello and welcome to the Black History Month program, brought to you by Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and the remarkable Rho Xi Zeta Youth Auxiliaries. I'm your host, Brittany Wilder. We have our amazing AMICETTES who are ages 9 through 13. Our very first AMICETTE is going to be Toy Bernuti Gomez, who's going to be doing Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen was a singer, actress, and dancer. She had summer programs teaching little girls how to dance. Debbie Allen was on a show called Fame and she wrote a speech on how fame costs. Debbie Allen also had a sister named Felicia Allen Rashad, and they were both on the Bill Cosby Show. Debbie Allen had a stick just like this one to keep the beat. This is Debbie Allen.
Next up, we have Assata Clemens, who is going to be giving us more information about Assata Shakur.
My name is Assata, she who struggles, Oluba for the people, Shakur the thankful one, and I am a 20th century escaped slave. Because of government prosecution, I was left with no other choice than to flee from the political repression, racism, and violence that dominate the U.S. government's policy towards people of color. In the 1960s, I participated in various struggles: the Black Liberation Movement, the Student Rights Movement, and the movement to end the war in Vietnam. I joined the Black Panther Party on May 2nd, 1973. I, Black Panther activist Assata Oglubat Shakur, whose birth name is Joanne Deborah Chesmart, was pulled over by Jersey State troopers on the Jersey Turnpike. I was once shot with my arms held up in the air, and then once again from the back. Zaid Malik Shakur was later killed. Trooper Werner Forster was killed, and even though Trooper Harper admitted that he shot and killed Zaid Malik Shakur under the New Jersey felony murder law, I was charged with killing both Zaid Malik Shakur, who was my closest friend and comrade, and charged in the death of Trooper Forster. In 1977, I was convicted by an all-white jury, sentenced to life plus 33 years in prison. I spent 6.5 years in prison under brutal circumstances. In 1979, fearing that I would be murdered in prison and knowing that I would never receive any justice, I was liberated from prison out of the maximum security wing of the Clinton Correctional Facility for Women in New Jersey, aided by the community comrades who understood the depths of the injustice in my case and who were also extremely fearful for my life. I am an ex-political prisoner, and I have been living in exile in Cuba since 1984. I have been a political activist most of my life, and all through the U.S. government has done everything in its power to criminalize me. I am not a criminal, nor have I ever been one.
All right, next we have Amani Daman, who will be informing us a little more about Miss Michelle Obama.
Hi, my name is Michelle Lavon Robinson Obama. I was born on January 17, 1964 in Chicago, Illinois. I have a big brother named Craig. I live in a small house on the south side of Chicago with my brother Craig, my mother Marianne, and my father Francis Robinson. By the age of 4, me and my brother Craig learned to read from our parents. By the time I was in 6th grade, I was taking both gifted and French classes. I went to Whitney M. Young Magnet High School. I followed in my brother's footsteps by attending Princeton University. Later, I attended Harvard Law School. I received my JD in 1988. In 1989, I met my husband Barack Obama, and we got married on October 3rd, 1992. We have 2 daughters named Malia and Shasha. My husband became the first Black president and the 44th. and I became the first black lady to 2009 to 2017. I was also known for my speeches, my book, Kids Getting Healthy campaigns, and helping military families. Thank you.
Next up, we have Aubrey Jones, who's going to be telling us a little more about Alice Coachman.
Hi, my name is Alice Coachman. I was born in November the 9th, 1923 in Alabama, Georgia. I was the first African American woman to win the athlete golden medal. In London, I leaped to the record break of the height of 5 feet. I am Alice Coachman.
All right, next up we have Andrea Jones, who's going to be telling us a little bit more about Ethel Waters.
Hi, my name is Ethel Waters, and I was born on October 31st, 1896, Chester, Pennsylvania. I was the first African American to star in her own TV show in 1950. I was also the first African American to confront racism in one of my songs in 1933. I am Ethel Waters.
Next up is Cheyenne Mitchell, who will be bringing us more information about Zora Neale Hurston.
Zora Neale Hurston was born January 7th, 1891 and died January 28th, 1960. She was an American author, anthropologist, and filmmaker. She portrayed racial struggles in the early 1900s American South and published research on hoodoo. Zora Neale Hurston's most popular novel is Their Eyes Were Watching God, which was published in 1937. She also wrote more than 50 short stories, plays, and essays. Zora Neale Hurston also attended Howard University, which is a HBCU, and she was one of the earliest members of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Next up, we have Kendall Reynolds, who's going to give us more information about Dawn Staley.
Hi, my name is Dawn Staley. I'm a basketball coach and Hall of Fame player. I coach for South Carolina. Go, Gamecocks! I won many awards as a basketball player and coach. I'm currently the highest black female paid, earning over $3 million per year. Happy Black History Month.
Next up is Leah Taylor, who's going to talk a little bit more about Madam C.J. Walker.
Is your hair short, brittle, thin, or falling out? Does it lack life? Do you have itching scalp? If you answer yes to any of these questions, try Madam C.J. Walker's wonderful hair grower. Back in the early 1900s, this promise for long, luxurious hair made Madam C.J. Walker a millionaire. She was born December 23, 1867, as Sarah Breedlove. She was born in Delta, Louisiana. She was one of 6 children. Her parents' names are Owen and Minerva Anderson Breedlove, who were former slaves and sharecroppers after the Civil War. She became an orphan at age 7 and lived with her older sister Lavinia. They both worked in the cotton field. She was married at 14 to Moses McWilliam. Her daughter, Lelia Walker, was born on June 6, 1885, and later changed her name to Alelia Walker. In 1908, Walker opened a factory in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, named after her daughter. In 1910,
She moved her business headquarters to Indianapolis, where there was access to railroads for distribution and a large population of African American customers. She started her business because she began to lose her hair in the 1890s. Many families lived without indoor plumbing, so shampooing wasn't possible, and problems like lice, pollutant, and poor nutrition made it difficult to maintain healthy hair. Her products include Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower, Glossine, and vegetable shampoo. So, if you like Cantu, Shea Moisture, African Pride, Cream of Nature, and Melanin Hair Care, whether you have locks, fro, twist out, big chop, perm, or press and curl, none of these styles would be popular without the pioneer of the hair care industry, Madam C.J. Walker. Thank you.
Next is Leah Whitehead, who's going to be talking a little more about Kamala Harris.
Kamala Devi Harris was born on October 20th, 1964 in Oakland, California. When Kamala was 12, her family moved to Montreal, Quebec, when her mother accepted a research and a teaching position there. In Quebec, she continued her studies and finished high school in 1981. She returned to the U.S. to pursue a degree in political science and economics at Harvard University. She went on to law school at the University of California, Hastings College of Law, where she graduated in 1989 with a Juris Doctor. Kamala Harris started as a deputy district attorney at Alameda County in California. In 2002, Kamala ran for district attorney and won. With that, she became the first person of color elected as San Francisco district attorney. She went unopposed, which secured her win for second term in 2007. She decided to run for California's Attorney General in 2010 and won again. This win made huge history by being the state's first African American female and Asian. Her second term in 2014, she ran for president in 2019 but conceded to Joe Biden. Kamala Harris is the 49th Vice President of the United States of America and the first female Vice President in U.S. history. She is the first high-ranking female official in the current United States administration. She is also the first female American and the first Asian American Vice President of the U.S. To the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you to a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourself in a way that others might not see you, simply because they've never seen it before. Kamala Harris.
Next up, we have Chloe Williams, who will be talking about Althea Gibson.
My name is Althea Gibson. I was born on August 25th, 1927 in South Carolina. I was an American tennis player and professional golfer and one of the first black athletes to cross the color line of international tennis. In 1956, I became the first African American to win a Grand Slam title at the French Championships. In 1957, I won both Wimbledon and the U.S. Nationals, and then again in 1958. I was voted Female Athlete of the Year for 12 years. In total, I won 11 Grand Slam tournaments, 5 singles, 5 doubles, and 1 mixed double title. I was inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame and the International Women's Sports Hall of Fame. Did you know Bob Ryland, Serena and Venus Williams' former coach, said that I was one of the greatest players that ever lived? In 1960, I also became the first black player to compete on the Women's Professional Golf Tour. I lived to be 76 years old. I passed on September 28, 2003 in East New Jersey.
Next up is Aaron Wright, who's going to be telling us more about Katherine Johnson.
I was born on August 26, 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. My parents were Jolette and Joshua Coleman. My mother was a teacher and my father was a janitor and a farmer. I had 3 beautiful daughters. I studied at West Virginia State University and was one of the first of 3 African American people to study there. I was employed by NACA and NASA. I am known as a physicist and mathematician, calculating the trajectories for many NASA missions, such as Project Mercury, the early NASA missions for John Glenn and Alan Shepard, and the 1969 Apollo 11 flight to the moon. My calculations were critical to the success for these missions. I was the first woman to attend the editorial meeting at NASA, and I researched 26 research reports. In 2015, I received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and in 2019, the Congressional Gold Medal. I died on February 24, 2020, at the good old age of 101 years old. I am Catherine Coleman Goebel Johnson.
Next, we have Amani Zanders, who will be telling us more about Lita Newman.
I was born in 1885 in the state of Ohio, where I spent most of my life in Manhattan, New York. I made a hairbrush made out of synthetic bristles instead of animal hair. My hairbrush was patented in November 1898 and was listed as being simple and durable in construction. I was also a participant in several women movements. I am Linda D. Newman.
And last of our amazing AMICETTES, we have Amber Zanders, who will be talking about Betsy Blunt Griffin.
I was born November 24th, 1914, as a native of Virginia. I am a writer, nurse, physical therapist, and floral scientist. I am ambidextrous. I can write with both my right and left hands. As a physical therapist, I assisted and taught World War II amputees how to perform simple tasks with their hands and feet. My greatest accomplishment is that I invented an electric self-feeding device that allowed amputees to feed themselves with minimum assistance. I am Bessie Blount Griffin.
We hope that you enjoyed the show. We want to give a special shout out to our young ladies who did an awesome job. We want to thank everyone who made this possible, and we want to thank you for being our audience. See you guys next year.